Good morning. Purpose of this video is to support my CMR posting. My name is John Beamer. I'm currently with the fixed income team, and I want to address two questions to support my posting. First is, what talents do I bring? I believe I bring essentially two major talents. The first one is de-escalating client conflicts. I've had a lot of training with military negotiation and advisor skills, and the so what factor of that is it's helped me mitigate client interactions and result in higher CEI than my peers consistently over time. A specific example of this is I have a fairly demanding client named Luis Dominguez. He's a very nice, personable person, but he does demand a lot. And he gets frustrated several times when he feels the price of a bond is not what it should be. What I do to mitigate that is I absolutely acknowledge that. I pull down the data, I email it to him, and I assume we have a follow-up conversation where we clearly see that the price is reflected of the market conditions. No way, shape, or form are we putting any kind of hidden markups in the bond. The so what factor of that is Lou is really happy in that we take the extra time to do that. He consistently brings us additional business and refers family members to us. Unlike his outside advisors he spoke of with me several times, they won't even discuss the concepts of the pricing of the bonds, and he never truly knows what he's getting. With Fidelity, he does. And this has absolutely helped de-escalate any kind of client conflicts. It's helped us retain the business and bring in new business to the firm. The second is my education. Not only do I have a master's in finance, but I've traded every asset class that Fidelity has. And I can articulate the pros and cons of these things to include bonds, options, even the gold I've traded, and can talk about the pros and cons to that. What that does is help really articulate in real world situations the challenges people will face in managing their own assets versus a managed solution. The second question is how do I articulate to a novice investor the value of a managed account? This happens quite a lot. Most investors, I hate to say, are novice investors, and that means they have very little knowledge of what they're buying or how to manage what they're buying in their accounts. And I will always talk about first just a general we believe. We start out big and we work our way down. I'll say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, we believe at Fidelity that there is one way of mitigating risk, and it's in three kind of buckets in relation to your time, asset class, and your retirement goals. Now, we believe as you're younger, you can take on more risk in relation to stocks and bonds. And as you get older, you should take on less risk, and you should have less stocks and more bonds. And don't feel if you don't know what these specific subjects are, we'll discuss them in more granular detail, but just know big picture. Your stock is like your growth bucket with the dividend and the market going up to your favor and possibly being a little more volatile. And also your bonds are your defensive diversifier and your income play. Now, that being said, there's two ways you can manage this strategy. The first way is you can essentially do what you're doing right now in Active Trader. Try to understand specific charting indicators, fundamental value, or a combination of the both, and you continue to adjust these trades and this asset mix over time in relation to your retirement goal and your age you want to retire at. And make sure you have enough money to work with as you get to that point. The second is you can say, you know what, I want Fidelity to do this for me. I want Fidelity to put this time back in my pocket so I can manage other things like my family and my own career goals. I want Fidelity's skill to manage my money because we have the most and brightest people out here managing money with our active managed mutual funds. And Fidelity has the will, along with that skill I mentioned, to continue to do it because they are the staple in the financial industry. And they can get the power and price and performance that you may not have access to. And we will do that for you. We're going to put that skill, that will, and that time that you're putting currently on Active Trader back in your pocket, and you're going to give it to us, and we're going to manage your account for you. And we're going to do it and keep you on track based on your goals. We're going to send you market knowledge and market information and commentary on your specific situation, and we're going to check in with you once, twice a year, if not more, depending on your situation, to make sure that everything that we know about you is reflected in how you're investing and keep you on track to get to those retirement goals you're trying to reach. Managed money, in my opinion, after I explain that to a client, has the power to change a person's life. Due to the fact that people will put a lot of time alone and towards a strategy that's not beneficial, managed money will give that time back to that person. They can put that back into their family endeavors, their career endeavors, or maybe their educational endeavors. But the bottom line is we can put that time back in their pocket. And it's self-evident. Over and over again, I saw many Active Trader clients go to the managed side after I spoke with them. And then I would check on their portfolios. And one comes to mind very specifically, Mr. Harry Doran. He's a very nice guy to work with, called us all the time. But the sad thing is his individual stock portfolio was always struggling. And the one time he gave PASS a solution, it did very well for him. It kept him on track. And he continued to shift in and out of that until finally he got very ill and lost most of his money. And PASS at one time took so much stress out of his life and put more time back in his life. I believe there was more value there than he would ever admit. And it was self-evident in me checking his account. Managed money has the ability to not only put time back into someone's life, but take pressure out of their life. By them giving us that stress and that skill and that will, trusting in us to use that for their benefit, that's less stress and less issues that they have in other facets of their life. So the overall issue is positioning managed money into support of their individual retirement goals, like I spoke of, but also actually giving them time back in their life to, quite frankly, do other things than just do credit or fundamental or charting analysis. Number one, I do believe I can bring these negotiation skills, articulate the value of managed accounts to clients to retain and keep business and get new business. And if you believe that's part of what I've spoken to you today, I would really welcome the opportunity for an interview. If not, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I do appreciate the fact that Fidelity is growing, and I look forward to speaking to you and your management team in the future. Have a great day.